What is going on, guys? My name is Cameron and welcome to the non-spoilers review for Avengers Infinity War. That sounds so good to say. Avengers Infinity War, the film that we've waited 10 years for, has finally released. We're sitting here, we've seen, well, you guys haven't seen it, but I've seen it, and Jesus, it's like this was the end goal. And we've got here and now we're kind of like, well, we're waiting for Avengers 4 now. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me in this video. I want to point out, yes, this is the non-spoilers review. And anything else that is mentioned is probably not really a spoiler. But I will be making a spoilers review after the weekend. I want to give a few days just to let everybody see it. But I've got so much stuff to talk about. And there is one particular thing that I don't really think many people might have picked up on. So I want to talk about that in my spoilers review. So please look forward to that because I feel like it might be a realization for everybody. So yeah, probably around Monday. So look out for that. Anyway, getting into the review. So Avengers Infinity War. This film definitely feels like it's a 10-year anticipated movie. The movie is made, and especially being made by Marvel Studios and like the directors and sort of the writing, you can feel the presence of the film knows that people have been waiting years for this. Like, it just knows. It feels like something special, like they've worked up to it. Not to mention the entire film is filmed on IMAX cameras. Don't really think that's been done before, not at least for an entire film. If you remember in Captain America Civil War, they filmed that airport fight scene on IMAX cameras and that's why it looks so good. This entire film was filmed on IMAX cameras, so that in itself makes it a special movie. But yeah, as you're watching it, you definitely feel like this is what I've been waiting for every single Marvel movie for the last 10 years. This is what it's been leading up to. You feel that, which is great. Directed by the Russo brothers, they directed Captain America Civil War and The Winter Soldier. So you know these guys, they've got like experience in balancing multiple main superheroes on the same screen together within the same movie. I do have a few things though, so let's just get like this stuff out of the way straight away. Like, it's just like a few negatives. Obviously, all of the other movies like Doctor Strange and Iron Man, etc, etc, they're written and directed by different people. So in this movie, certain characters do a few things where you sort of like, why would he react like that? Like, that's not really his character to do that, or at least that's not what we've come to know of his character. But it's like maybe in just like one or two moments where you're like, eh? So that's the first negative. The second negative, and probably the last negative, when you first start the movie, it is very difficult to sort of remember and keep up with all the different characters. But obviously, that's going to be like a given thing because there are so many characters in one movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but there are quite a few locations just because like certain superheroes are here and you've got some over here, and yeah, you do a lot of like bouncing around. But every now and again you do take a step back and you're like, I haven't seen this character for a while, like what's going on with him? But yeah, that is pretty much all of the negatives as I can think of, or at least for me personally. The movie is 2 hours and a half long. It does feel a lot longer just because of all the bouncing around you're doing. It feels like it's a 3-hour film. It's not, but it feels like it. But yeah, so getting into the proper review with all the positives, and something that I could not have asked more of. Like, I feel so happy that they got this right. The moment you are introduced to Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, you instantly feel Thanos' presence on screen. Like, there is nothing like it. Every single time Thanos is on screen, you instantly feel like, God, man, Josh Brolin playing Thanos, like, obviously, like, even just the voice and everything, like, I couldn't have asked, as a comic book fan, for a better villain to finish off this 10-year... Oh, God, my God, I'm getting super chills, man, Jesus. And that's not just the first time you're introduced to him, it's every single time he's on screen, you feel this presence like, Jesus. I don't know how to explain it, you've got to see the movie, but just, he's badass, and he's not walking around with an Infinity Gauntlet with mercy. You know what I mean? What's really good is that they develop his character extremely well. You sort of understand where he's coming from. Obviously, every single villain in every single movie, they believe that what they are doing is the right thing for everybody else. That's what Thanos believes. He thinks that whatever journey he is on, it's for the greater good, technically. And so even though he's a villain, and even though he's doing it technically like he's a bad guy, you understand that perspective of his. And I liked that. The action is on like another level. Obviously, this is the climax to 10 years. 10 years of waiting for this movie, so you know the action in the fight scenes is going to be so good. There are some seriously badass moments. You know, like in Star Wars The Last Jedi, where there was that one shot of like Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren, and you was sat there thinking, that would look really good as my screensaver on my PC. Well, every single shot in this movie looks like that. You sort of just taken back, like looking at it like, oh my god, unbelievable. Be prepared to be hitting the feels and to just be angry, but also like, oh my god, I'm mind blown. You have no idea what's in store for you guys. No idea. I hope you guys enjoy it. But as for the other characters, I do know quite a lot of people were worried about this, especially online, that the humour would sort of like overtake the seriousness of the film. Well, you can take it from me that the humour, obviously it's a Marvel movie, the humour is well placed, it's not overused, it's not like Thor Ragnarok where like there's a joke every 2 seconds, it's not like that. But yeah, rest assured the heroes do take this very, very seriously, so don't worry about that. And this brings me on to the theme and the tone of the overall movie. So obviously, we've got all these different characters over the vast Marvel universe all into this movie, and with those characters comes certain themes. So for example, with Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, you've got that optimistic, like vibey sort of theme that's going on, but also that sort of quirkiness, you know, like with the music and everything. So that's in the movie, but then when you go over to a different character, their darker tone comes with that as well. And especially if you have Iron Man and Star-Lord in the same scene together, like we saw in the trailers, you get those two tones mixed together and it just goes really well. So yeah. Now obviously that is pretty much all I can say in terms of the review without giving away any spoilers. I'll be making a spoilers review around Monday, but for now I just want to talk about Doctor Strange. Watch Doctor Strange like closely in this movie, not just as like a visual person. Like I'm not saying that I'm not spoiling anything, I literally just mean, just look at how awesome, like when he's using his powers and stuff, it just, like the special effects and like the boom of like whenever he's like activating his powers and stuff, there's something really special about it, and definitely my favourite Avenger in the movie out of everyone. Like Doctor Strange is just on another level. So good. Yeah guys, that is it for this review. Overall, from like a movie perspective, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. But from like a comic book fan, like that's like a fan fanatic, you've been reading the comics, it's like an 11 out of 10. It is everything you could ask for. The villains are portrayed so well, especially, you know, the Black Order that you see in the trailer, like that guy that goes shh. And just to point out, there is one after credit scene. So yeah, if you don't see an after credit scene, wait longer, because there's only one. Every now and again I do tear up and get a little bit emotional about this, because you just feel so lucky to live in a time where these movies can be made, where people care about these movies and characters so much that they're willing to spend 10 years building this universe. I'm getting chills, man. Getting goosebumps. But that is it for this video, guys. Obviously, I couldn't say too much. I didn't want to spoil anything. Go and see it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you've already seen it, leave me a non-spoilers comment letting me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And for any of you guys that haven't seen it, please be careful of the comment section. I don't want you guys getting spoiled on the comments of my video. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my spoilers review in the next couple of days. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Goodbye.